Everyone, welcome to our children's story. So I have got a significant question. Who is God? Or I should say, what word comes to mind when you think about God? Well, for me, one word stands out. God is awesome. How about what image comes to mind when you think about God? One image I would say is that God is a shining light. In our children's talk today, we'll learn something about who God is. Actually, somebody in our story today actually saw God, and that was Moses. When Moses went up to Mount Sinai to get the 10 Commandments from God, he saw God face to face. And do you know what happened? Moses became transformed in the mountain. And when he came down, no one could look into his face because his face shone like a bright light. And so Moses had to wear a veil to cover his face. That is how awesome God is. Well, guys, do you know that Jesus is actually God? We all know the story of Christmas, of how once upon a time a baby was born, but God came in the person of Jesus to live with us, to show us how to live and how to love. He was born in a lowly manger. He grew up to do all kinds of awesome things, and he died and he rose again from the dead. Well, so Jesus was fully man because he came into the world, and he was also fully God. Now, I know that is really confusing, but his disciples found out about this one day. They discovered that Jesus was indeed not only man, but he was also God. So here's what happened. One day, Jesus and 3 of his disciples, they went up a mountain to pray. And while they were praying, Jesus was suddenly transformed before their eyes, like his face shone like a light and his clothes shone bright white. And as if that was not enough, 2 prophets from long ago who had died, who had gone to be in heaven, Moses and Elijah, appeared before him. Now here is Moses and here is Elijah, and Jesus was shining brightly. And just as his disciples were figuring out what was happening, they actually thought, wow, Jesus must be as great as Moses and Elijah. But a voice from heaven came in the cloud and spoke to them and said that Jesus is the Son of God, and he is God's chosen one, that they should listen to Jesus. And so the disciples were amazed, and they immediately realized that Jesus was God, that there was something really special about Jesus. He wasn't just like the other prophets, like Moses and Elijah, but he was indeed God. And as though that wasn't enough, when they came down from the mountain, there was a young boy who was really sick. He had convulsive seizures. And the Bible said that he was being tormented by a spirit that gave him the seizures. And his father asked Jesus to help him because no one else would. He asked the disciples at first. The disciples couldn't heal him. So he asked Jesus, and Jesus immediately healed the young boy where no one else could. So this was another clue to show everyone that Jesus was God. So to get back to our original question, who is God? Well, based on our gospel story today, I would say that God is our awesome creator and father who is so magnificent. And he loves us so much that once upon a time, he came to dwell amongst us in the person of Jesus to show us how to live and how to love. And he can heal whatever ails us, and he wants us to listen to him. So, how about you guys? Well, who would you say God is? How have you experienced God in your own unique circumstances and life situations? Why don't we think about that? Thanks for joining us, guys, and God bless you.